I had a intense year. This morning I sent a text message. I had anxiety.
Why is that?
I haven't talked about this yet, but...
For years, Blake Lively has been the epitome of the all-American girl next door, a glamorous Hollywood icon who seemingly had it all. Her marriage to Ryan Reynolds, her perfect family, and her reputation as a charming, down-to-earth star made her one of the most beloved figures in Hollywood. But what if everything you thought you knew about Blake Lively was a carefully constructed illusion, designed to hide a much darker side? Well, buckle up, because what we're about to uncover will shake you to your core.
And no amount of I'm sorry's will ever undo it. Hurt people hurt people.
Enter Justin Baldoni, the director of the upcoming film It Ends With Us. What started as an exciting Hollywood project quickly turned into a nightmare behind the scenes. Recently, Baldoni dropped a bombshell interview that is sending shockwaves through the entertainment industry, and it reveals the real Blake Lively. And let me tell you, it's not pretty.
So much, and I gave it to him.
According to Baldoni, Blake Lively is not the sweet, charming actress the public has come to know. Instead, she's a controlling, manipulative star who tried to hijack his film and in the process nearly destroyed his career. Baldoni claims that Lively's behavior on set was nothing short of a nightmare. He says she demanded major script rewrites, insisted on having final cut approval, as though she were some kind of filmmaking genius like Martin Scorsese, and even took things to an insane level by banning him from attending his own movie's premiere. You heard that right. She banned the director from attending the premiere of his own movie. Can you even imagine the ego it would take to do something like that? The director, the visionary behind the film, had to hide in the basement, all while Lively took full credit for his hard work. And this isn't just some petty feud. We're talking about a major power struggle in Hollywood.
I don't like her. She seems like a bully. She was such a high-maintenance diva bully brat.
But that's only the tip of the iceberg. This drama didn't just stay behind the scenes. It exploded into a full-blown legal battle. Blake Lively slapped Baldoni with a $250 million lawsuit, accusing him of defamation and trying to paint herself as the victim. She wanted to silence him and protect her pristine image. But Justin wasn't going to let her get away with it. He hit back with a $400 million countersuit, and he's not backing down. He's got evidence, receipts, and testimonies that support his claims, and it looks like the court of public opinion is swinging in his favor. Early rulings have already started going in Baldoni's direction, and Lively's legal team is in full panic mode.
I want to eliminate as many barriers.
But here's where it gets really juicy. Hollywood is starting to turn its back on Blake Lively. The whispers are growing louder, and industry insiders are drawing comparisons between Lively and Amber Heard, the actress who saw her career and reputation implode after a highly publicized legal battle. And here's the real kicker. No one in Hollywood is coming to Lively's defense. Not a single co-star has stepped up to vouch for her. Where is the Gossip Girl crew? Where are all of her A-list friends and colleagues? The silence is deafening, and that silence speaks volumes. The more the story unravels, the more it's becoming clear that Blake Lively might not be the person we thought she was.
In the best place. I told them that I was exhausted, that I haven't given myself time to recover or time to heal.
But this isn't just a one-time slip-up. No, this is part of a much bigger pattern. Lively has a history of toxic, manipulative behavior that stretches back for years. Let's rewind to Gossip Girl, the show that made her a household name. Do you remember when she openly admitted to poisoning the entire cast against her co-star, Penn Badgley, just because she didn't like him? She literally said she poisoned the entire crew, turning everyone against him, only to later realize that he wasn't the bad guy she had made him out to be. She just moved on like nothing happened. Talk about being a mean girl in Hollywood. And let's not forget her infamous 2016 press tour for a simple favor, where she publicly body-shamed a journalist who innocently complimented her baby bump. This wasn't some private conversation, she did it on camera in front of a room full of people. The footage resurfaced recently, just as Blake was trying to play the victim in her lawsuit, and the timing couldn't have been worse. It was like opening a can of worms that everyone thought was sealed shut.
Of emotional stress. It's very hard on me and my family.
Then there's the more recent drama involving her behavior during the It Ends With Us press tour. If you thought the on-set drama was bad, just wait until you hear about what happened during the promotional phase. As the movie was gearing up for release, Blake allegedly tried to steal the spotlight from her co-star Anna Kendrick during the entire press junket. While Kendrick, who was a rising star at the time, deserved her own share of the attention, Lively went out of her way to overshadow her. Press conferences became an embarrassing spectacle as Blake tried to insert herself into every conversation, and fans quickly noticed the tension between the two. And that's not all. This whole legal mess could financially ruin Blake Lively. With a $400 million lawsuit hanging over her head, it's more money than Blake and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, are worth combined. That's huge, and it's looking like this legal battle will leave her financially crippled. Brands that once flocked to her for endorsement deals are now dropping her left and right. Even Ryan, her usually supportive husband, has gone suspiciously silent. No public statements, no social media posts in her defense. Could it be that Ryan is rethinking his marriage? After all, no one wants to be associated with someone whose reputation is falling apart so dramatically.
Ego in this work in that sense, because there is room for all of us.
And if you think things couldn't get worse for Blake, think again. Leaked text messages have revealed that Blake has a delusional mother of dragons complex. Apparently, she compared herself to Khaleesi from Game of Thrones, claiming that she had Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds as her dragons. Yes, seriously. She was bragging about having them in her corner like they were some sort of loyal followers. But here's the kicker. Taylor Swift, once considered one of her closest friends, now wants nothing to do with this mess. She's distancing herself faster than a celebrity caught in a scandal. Blake's once promising career is now hanging by a thread. She's been blacklisted from major projects, and Hollywood insiders are dropping her left and right. Her fall from grace is a classic example of what happens when you let your ego and control issues get the best of you. No one can deny the fact that she's sabotaged herself every step of the way, and now she's paying the price. Now let's talk about that infamous premiere for It Ends With Us. Turns out, Blake allegedly banned Justin Baldoni, the man who poured his heart and soul into this movie, from attending the event. Imagine that. The director of the film had to hide in the basement while Blake took all the credit. Even Colleen Hoover, the author of the best-selling book the movie is based on, has erased Blake from her social media accounts. The author's fans have rallied behind her, and it's clear that no one wants to be associated with Blake anymore. Lively's downfall is a cautionary tale about manipulation, lies, and the desperate thirst for control. She thought she could rewrite history and craft a new narrative, but the truth always has a way of coming out. Justin Baldoni's interview was the final nail in her coffin, and the carefully curated image she spent years building is now in tatters. The Hollywood fairy tale is over, and Blake Lively's reign is officially finished. And just when you thought the drama couldn't get any worse, it does. Blake's attempt to align herself with the Me Too movement and spin herself as a victim has completely backfired. Media personalities like Megyn Kelly have gone after her, calling her a serial fraudster and comparing her to Amber Heard. Even the New York Times, which initially tried to run a sympathetic piece about Blake's supposed struggles, had to backtrack once all the evidence came to light. Now the public is turning on Blake. Fans who once adored her are now turning their backs. Colleen Hoover's fanbase, which was excited for the movie's release, is now flooding Blake's social media with criticism. Even Pitch Perfect fans, once loyal to her, are now turning on her. It's clear that people are done with her, so much so that they're willing to boycott an entire movie just because she's in it. That's the kind of toxic energy she's cultivated over the years. Blake's downfall isn't the result of some outside conspiracy. She did this to herself. Her lies, her manipulation, and her fake PR stunts have finally caught up with her. The public's trust is gone, and there's no amount of damage control that can fix it. The truth always comes out in the end, and now Blake is facing the consequences of her actions. So what's next for Blake Lively? Can she recover from this massive meltdown, or is this the end of her career? Will Ryan Reynolds stand by her side, or is this the end of their seemingly perfect marriage? One thing is for sure, the drama is far from over, and it's only going to get crazier from here. Subscribe to stay tuned as we watch the continuing collapse of Blake Lively's career and the shocking twists that are sure to come next.